seeing 917 billion naira losses for the 4 banks that came out with results over the week. That's namely PHB Bank, Spring Bank, Finbank and Oceanic Bank. How exactly is the banking sector going to recover these losses?
We've seen aggressive debt recovery side working in conjunction with the EFCC. But above all, with a lot of those banks' capital account in the red, what a lot of investors are waiting to see is what sort of capital structure will CBN put in place for these banks. As yet, CBN has remained unclear as to exactly what nature the capital injected into these banks will take. Will it be converted to common equity? Will it be a quasi-equity structure? We do not know yet. But as yet, we know that the capital accounts clearly are in the red. A lot of the banks are looking to recover a chunk of those loan losses from their aggressive debt recovery side. We don't think a lot of that will be successful. Okay? A lot of that went into the margin market, and a lot of that is already gone. We think at best one would be optimistic to see them recover up to 30% of those loan losses. Fenly.
Well, do these banking stocks have any value right now? Is there value in these stocks?
They do have a value. They do have a value, and the value, of course, is not reflective of the flood of results we've gotten. What we may see is a lot of those stocks prices are going to run towards trading at par. As yet, a lot of them are trading over 1 naira 50 kobo as against their 50 kobo par value. We may see a lot of that, and it's going to drag down the index for some time to come.
Well, do you expect it to, the results that have just come out, do you expect it to impact on the bourse before the end of the year? Yes, Fenly. I think a lot of people expected significant loan losses, but it's just like we all know our parents are going to die someday, right? And when they are old, we expect it to happen. Yeah, when it does happen, we are shocked and we are in tears. Same thing is what we have here. The CBN governor has indeed hinted this sort of magnitude of loan losses, but as yet investors were still maybe in quote hoping. And of course, and now that the flood of result has hit the market, the governor seems vindicated in his earlier pronouncement of the gross nature of abuses in the industry prior to his takeover of the system. So we think we would see a bear run, but it may be the bear run that does usher in a point of inflection in the market, wherein things take a different turn upwards. Fenly. Akinwonuola, would you say that foreign investors are alarmed by the results that have come out?
I wouldn't expect them to be alarmed. I certainly wasn't alarmed when I saw those results. So what I would say is that while it may be a bit shocking, it's not shocking to any astute investor who had paid attention to the sequence of events. What we do know is that for some investors, it may even be very encouraging, because that tells you that these guys are cleaning their balance sheets, and we may be in for a decent run of profit. What we know for certain, for taking PHB's result, for example, is that the top line still grew aggressively, but the loan loss provisions basically wiped out everything they've got. That tells you that a bank's most valuable asset, which of course is the customer base, is still there for some of these banks, and there remains a viable franchise as a result.
Well, let's look at next week. What will move the index?
I think we will see the index will definitely trade lower next week. A lot of these bank stocks are still trading at 1 naira 50 kobo, and I mean on the books it's essentially negative book value. They will. I mean, rationality tells us that we should expect those stocks to run towards 50 kobo, except maybe we get a pronouncement from the CBN governor or from any reliable source, because essentially CBN basically is the majority owner, even though they've not declared it as such, of those banks.